So here we are for episode 2 of Raising the Robins with Carshalton Athletic down in the Bostik Premier Division, tier 7. And as you can see, I'm literally picking up where the last episode ended. I'm filming this straight on the back of it, just purely because these are the 2 introductory episodes. And yeah, so today we're looking more at the squad specific of what we're planning to do. So, and a bit of a tactical insight. So the basic premise of what I want to do is I want to turn Carshalton Athletic basically into the crazy gang a little bit. I've just noticed the red at the top in the logo is very red on the backdrop of the banner, so I might have to look at changing my skin at some point. So a bit like the crazy gang when we were doing the 90s and the 80s and just flew up the divisions, playing what can be only described as not the most amazing, attractive football, but very efficient, long ball, direct, physical, aggressive, but not just that, the camaraderie, the teamwork, that sort of stuff, just building an atmosphere within the club, that all that sort of stuff as well as you can within a spreadsheet. Obviously I can't create a Vinnie Jones who's going to rile people up and get people going and, I don't know, grab Gaz's balls, stuff like that. You can't do that in this, but it's things like teamwork, work rate, that sort of stuff, incorporating all that into the chemistry and the makeup of the team and just trying to do it that way. So we'll go through the tactic, what we're sort of aiming to go with. Now the aim at some point may be it might only get us so far, it might not work. At some point as the players get better, maybe if we raise, get through the divisions, is to evolve into a different sort of system of formation. And it did sort of be started at Wimbledon, which was kind of the demise. When Joe Kinnear sort of got ill, left, they sort of changed, and that ended up with them getting relegated and unfortunately going out of business in the end. So that hopefully won't happen with us. So let's go to the tactics. So as you can see, we're going for a 4-4-2. That's what Wimbledon did, that's what they were famous for. So we're going for, I'm going to try and go through this as much as possible. I've kind of read a lot of stuff about Wimbledon in the 80s, 90s, and a lot of stuff what they did under Bobby Gould, Joe Kinnear, that sort of stuff. I vaguely remember watching them when I was younger. What I went to a lot of games because our school gave away tickets, so I used to take them up at every opportunity. Go to Selhurst Park, go to Plough Lane before they moved, stuff like that. Just go to the games. I played on Plough Lane after it closed down. We used to jump the fence and go and play in there before it was overgrown and whatever. So I do remember bits, but I probably wasn't as tactically sort of, I say knowledgeable because that's not really a word I use now particularly, but I wasn't taking it in like that. I was just enjoying football there and playing it and stuff. I wasn't reading into the philosophies and stuff like that, back then. It probably wasn't even such accessible in England anyway, because it was just literally England did what England did in terms of football, and it was only sort of later on that we started learning from the continent, I guess, to a degree. But again, I'm going into things that I can't back up. So as going into this as much as I can, I have got 3 set up, but I've kind of gone with this number 3 one at the moment. I have done a little bit of an offline save with Hampton and Richmond, slightly high up the table, up the ladder, just to see, if I wasn't getting myself in completely out of depth of what I was trying to do and if the match engine could even work this way. But obviously we've got the new tactical presets now, which I have used for this one, which I think is the Route 1 one, but I've tweaked it where I can. Certainly on the other 2, number 1, number 2, I've certainly messed around with it a lot more. So what we've gone for a pressing forward up front. Could be looking at maybe an advanced forward here, but we're looking at someone maybe a little bit more quicker, a bit more agile, kind of fit in the sort of John Fashanu perhaps, but he's also had the physical presence as well. Then we've got a target man there, so we're looking at someone possibly more like a Dean Holdsworth kind of role, sort of a bit later on in the 90s. Big, strong, hold at the ball, maybe a bit of an Akin Fenwa kind of character now. Not necessarily going to be the one that grabs all the goals, but certainly gets on the end of crosses, headers, that sort of stuff. Just makes a bit of a nuisance and brings other people into play. Then we've got 2 wingers, one on attack, one on support on either wing. They're basically the outlets for these guys in the middle. Primarily the target man. A lot of the crosses are directed at the target man. We've got a box-to-box midfielder in the middle just to try and add a bit of support, get on the end of knockdowns, stuff like that. And then we've got a ball-winning midfielder in the middle. That's kind of the enforcer, the Vinnie Jones of this team, I guess, if you like. The box-to-box, I guess you could kind of maybe describe as a bit like the Leon Hardson for us here. Fullbacks, just standard fullbacks on automatic and support here. Not really much needs to be getting into that. I was thinking of maybe making them a bit more defensive, but again, I'm not sure how that would fit within the engine. Wimbledon, I don't seem to recall being famous for their wingbacks being marauding and getting forward. Terry Phelan was perhaps, I'm sure he was at Wimbledon, I'm sure it was Terry Phelan I'm thinking of, was perhaps a bit more in that mould, but Premier League, I don't remember Alan Kimball overlapping, stuff like that. They were there to defend and let the ones in front of them do the damage, do the work. Two no-nonsense centre-backs in front of them, that's obvious. Ball comes in, just get rid. And a standard goalkeeper. So we've gone with a cautious mentality. We're not going to be going attacking, we're not going to be free-flowing. The ball is literally absorb pressure and then break where we can and just try and get the balls forward as fast as we can, transition as quickly as possible and get the ball into their box as quick as we can and see if we can get anyone around them. So we're going for extremely direct passing. We're going to hit the early crosses because, well, yeah. Play for set pieces. Set pieces are very big under that old crazy gang Wimbledon team. So we want to try and win as many free kicks, corners, that sort of stuff. Throw-ins, we've got a long throw-in strategy here as well. So I need to try and get some players that can fill that attribute, I guess, a bit more. We've gone for be more disciplined, which perhaps is against what we're looking to do because, I mean, discipline... It was aggressive discipline, I guess you could say. So they were disciplined, apart from Vinnie Jones, who just used to go ham, I guess, and just do what he wanted. Higher tempo, we just want everyone working hard, sort of harrying. That's what Wimbledon, they were in your face. That's what they did. Narrow, we want to keep as compact as possible. 2 banks of 4, just limit the space. If they want to try and get balls into our box, crossing, have at it. We're going to have big, strong, eventually, centre backs that can deal with that, and it won't be a problem. And frequently waste time. Yeah, we're not going to go out and win games 4 or 5-0. We want to absorb and just try, win 1-0, win dirty, basically. So in transition, we're taking long kicks from the goalkeeper. We're going to distribute to the target man because he's going to be the main outlet, the source of getting everyone else involved. We're going to counter when we get the ball back because we want to get forward as fast as possible. And when we lose the ball, we want to regroup and get back into our shape, get into our 2 banks of 4, solid, compact, limit the space. That is the aim, essentially. Out of possession, we're going to defend narrow. Same again, we're just trying to keep it compact. Lower defensive line, again, we don't want any space in behind if we can help it. We're probably going to have the fastest centre backs. They're going to be big and strong, big lumps, basically. Pace isn't going to be, it's going to be a bit of a premium in this back line. Get stuck in. Goes without saying, we want to get hard tackles in there going and tighter marking. Again, we want to just be in the face, harry, and just not give them a minute's notice, a minute's breathing space to do what they want to do. So I've done, like I mentioned, I've done the long throwing routine. I've got a few free kicks and corners I want to work on as well. So I'm not going to show them today because they're still a bit of a work in progress. And which will, I haven't played the friendlies yet, so a lot of that is going to. So there are a few tweaks that come to this. Certainly set pieces as well in those friendlies that I can learn and see how we're going. I've got to get the familiarity up a bit more as well, of course. So I've created a squad view with all that in mind. So I've got very much a dynamic of what we're looking for in terms of, like I said, the makeup of the team. So these ones here, so you've got the bravery, aggression, determination, teamwork, and work rate. Teamwork and work rate is primarily for the 2 centre midfielders, possibly the wingers as well. But if I can get everyone sort of fairly high there, then that's great. If not, then if we can get the core to have a lot of those attributes, we will. Peter Edenye is actually our best in terms of those attributes at the moment. Ola Sogbanmu is not far behind, or Omar Karoma. The best names to pronounce are the ones that we're going to be keeping for a while, it seems. But Peter Edenye is actually the manager at the moment, player manager at the moment. Obviously we've had to release him, so I went back in the editor and I made him into just a player, so that's why he's there. In case you were wondering, so we've got a lot of players that maybe don't fit a lot of these brackets at the moment, but it's a slow process. We're going to train people up where we can. We've got quite a young team, quite a big squad at the moment, but generally sort of early 20s to mid 20s. There's not many in their 30s. We've got the player manager Peter Edenye is obviously 38. Other than that, I think he's the only one in his 30s. He is. This is every player in the squad as well. There's no young players in. They're all in the first team squad at the moment. So that's what we're doing. And then for the long throw-ins that we're talking about and set pieces, We've got agility, anticipation, heading and jumping. They're primary 4 I'm going to be looking at for those sorts of things. We've got the personalities here, they're all balanced. I'm not sure if that's an editor thing or if they are just generally all balanced, but again, that's going to evolve over time. Let's see, what else do we need to look at? So yeah, gaps in the squad. So with the tactic we're playing, we've got a few of those. So as you can see, we've only got 1 goalkeeper, so that needs to be addressed. Just needs to be a backup, that's all we need to do. We need an efficient, we're quite a tall team here, as you can see. We've got a lot of 6 foot somethings, quite a lot of 6 foot beasts, but then up front we are possibly lacking just a little bit in the height. So 5'8", 5'10". 6 foot Mike Dixon, not too bad. 5'10", yes, we need a good target man, 1 good target man at least, I would say. Someone who's maybe a bit more natural in the pressing forward role is a possibility as well, but if we maybe change that role up a little bit to suit something that we've got, then I'm not averse to that either. I'm not 100% sure the pressing forward's going to work just yet. I think I did tinker it in my practice run with Hampton and Richmond early on. We need a good efficient winger on the right hand side. Ricky Cabora is sort of fitting in at the moment, but he's not really suitable for it. We've not got many other options out there. There's a few, but I think we need a bit more in that area. Fullbacks are possibly an area we need to possibly have a little bit of strengthening. Again, they're not sitting well with the roles, but I haven't had a chance to go thorough and deep with the players and their attributes yet. So we might see in the friendlies that we don't need some of these positions, particularly the fullbacks and the no-nonsense centre-backs as well. We've got quite tall, big centre-backs. It might not be necessary. You don't have to go by their role suitability. If they've got the attributes to play it, they can play it. So it's absolutely fine. And like I said, we need a goalkeeper as well. I mentioned the first episode. This obviously editor was done by FMEDitor. So again, thank you for that. Big shout out. I said I'd shout him out in the first one. I'm going to shout him out every time I remember it, basically. So we've saved that squad view. So yeah, he created it, but I created my own changes. I mentioned there were some young players I put in. So we had Peter Denier. I mentioned I changed the manager to just a player. I added in Courtney Swaby, who is down here somewhere. Courtney Swaby, who's a sort of striker, attacking midfielder, I think, from what I've been able to ascertain. Tyrese Owen, I think I put in as well. Where's he? He's a midfielder centre. Again, he's got a bit of space to grow. He's on. The value isn't showing for some reason. It's not letting me do it. I'll have to tinker with the view and stuff. Loads of space and jumping, but it can't let me stretch out these ones. There's 1 or 2 others I did, and I also put the under 23 manager in as well. I think he was in the game, but I just had to add him. I think he was at Dulwich Hamlet, if I remember correctly. So I think they signed him in the summer over from Dulwich. Again, somewhere I know somewhat regularly, well, because my commute to work goes through Dulwich, East Dulwich, I think, and Dulwich Village possibly. We've got a Gambian, a Portuguese player, Nigerian, Ghanaian, but other than that, we're all English. I'm sure that will change over time. You're not going to see me not sign up Brazilians where I can. So yeah, what else we've got to look at? We've got the scouting. So we've set up a filter basically based on what we said. So aggression, bravery, determination, teamwork, work rate. At the moment we're basing it certain searches on 7s and stuff. That was a goalkeeper search. Also I want more in that, but we've basically looking at free transfers, but we need to keep the wages down, which I'll show you in a minute. I missed finances out in the first episode, but we've got a short list of players, mostly on free, so we're scouting those at the moment, and I've actually offered them trials, so hopefully that'll boost up the actual. I shouldn't even need to scout them once they're in the club. I think we have more of an idea of the roles they can play. We'll step up the ones that we maybe need or we like the look of, and we've got this Adam Smith guy at Lowestoft Town as well, who's a division below us, so he could be, but he's going to cost money, so probably not. We've only got 1 scout. We'll have a look at the staff actually in a minute as well, I remember. So we'll quickly cut to finances. As you can see, 0 transfer budget. 30% of the revenue we make is available for transfer. We've got a 2,478 per week budget, which we're spending, well, nearly 3,000. So we're not looking good in terms of money. Scouting budget, 10,200. I can try and put that back in. I don't think you can. Then we'd be alright, but yeah, we need to possibly a few young players. If we get them out on loan and get their wages paid, that might help, because there's a few players that maybe aren't going to make the grade this season, maybe even at all. Debt and loans, no debt or loans, no sponsorship at the moment, so hopefully we can get some deals going through. I think that's again because of the editor and stuff. So let's see, anything I'm missing here? No, nothing I need to worry about there. So that's that. What else was I going to look at? This under 23s, yeah, there's no one there at the moment. We'll go to the staff. So yeah, not great at the moment. So we've got one manager, one assistant manager. Obviously the manager is myself. We've got the assistant, who is AD Romain. Look at him. Yeah, he's 29. Okay, so he's younger than me. He will probably be okay for this role. I think for this level, that's not too bad. We're probably not going to get much better than that, certainly. As we move up, obviously a lot of these will probably change. We've got one scout, James Hammond. Again, similar. We've got one physio, Anthony Tang. Again, not sure if we can maybe do better than that with the 4, but at the moment it's not too concerning. We've got, if we go to the under 23s, I'm pretty sure I put a coach in here. Oh, I thought I did put the manager in. Maybe he didn't work. It didn't work. We've got Coton or Cotton or something, I think his name was. Has he gone somewhere else? Did I maybe put him in the under 18s instead? No, I haven't. I don't know what's going on there. But we're not in a rush to get these hired. We haven't got any players in either of those teams, so it's really not a big deal. What else do we need to talk about? Training. I will be trying to learn this a lot more and having a bit more of a hands-on approach than I did with Arsenal. Whether that gets translated into the videos that I do each week, I'm not too sure. Occasionally it may do. I'm still getting to grips with it, so I could be making myself look an absolute fool in doing so. I haven't really got the assistant manager really to be taking over sort of stuff like that for me, so the intention is to have more of a hands-on, like I say, approach myself, get all the mentoring set up, the individual training, set up the units, that sort of stuff, and I can feel my voice going. Again, this cold just needs to do one. Dynamics, very short in cohesion, so we need to work on that in pre-season. The atmosphere is average. Many contrasting personalities, which I don't agree with, because most of them were the same type, fairly sporting I think it was. Wide range of ages, again not really, well I suppose, but managerial support, yeah, not too bad. I mean, in terms of my manager, I did give him a rating, we'll have a look at that in a minute, but so we've got the core group 17, so that's pretty good. So I don't know whether cohesions are very good, because that's very good. I think that's better than my Arsenal one was. We've got the hierarchy, me at the top, so we've got no team leaders or highly influential players at the moment. We've got one influential player, which is Adeniyi. I'm probably slaughtering the name and getting it wrong. That's partly due to my cold as well. I'm struggling to talk. Other players, so as time goes on, they'll push up. I'm surprised that the former manager isn't a bit higher up, but oh well. We looked at tactics, didn't we? We've looked at, so I need to set up some opposition instructions, that sort of stuff. Team report. So yeah, we need another left back. The right backs are weak. Yeah, one more goalkeeper. The depth, yeah, that's kind of true. Much to speak of young. There's one or two, like I say. There's a few things to look at, but it's okay. Squad depth, yeah, you can see here straight away we're struggling at the left back, we're struggling at the right back, struggling in goal, and yeah, right midfield for natural kind of players, I guess. Do I think we're going to get promoted this season? No, I don't. Am I expecting to? Not at all. We have got Raheem Sterling, Parker, so that's good to know. We've got 6'5", Olusegun, who's the tallest player, so that's definitely be used at our disposal this season. Let's see, anything else that sticks out in here? No. Comparison, we're not going to do comparison. We've done staff, training, medic, sort of brief gloss over. Medical centre, I don't think anyone's injured. Few injury risks, but that's about it. Schedule we've looked over. Competition, so we're in the Premier League, we're in the FA Cup at some point this year. We enter the second qualifying round in September. We're expected to reach the second qualifying round, so that's not too bad. There's no pressure on us there. The Builder Base FA Trophy, we enter the third qualifying round. We're expected to get no further, so that's good. And the Alan Turvey Trophy, I don't know what that is. That sounds like a trophy my old Sunday League team used to compete in, so I'm not too sure. Scouting, we mentioned players. Yeah, so we've got the shortlist. Yeah, so we got all these possibly about to come on. Some about to come on trial. Knowledge is 1%. It's just the UK and Ireland. That's because my profile is Republic of Ireland. Transfers, nothing as yet. club. We've had a bit of a look over in the first episode. I think that's it. We've got no affiliates at the moment. I have asked for one, but it doesn't look like I'm going to get one. We've won the South East Division 1 twice. That's all the history. Proposed affiliates, no. Facilities, poor stadium condition, no unstalled heating, no roof. We've got perfect pitch condition because of the synthetic. Basic corporate, poor training, no data analysis, so that sort of stuff. I'm going to have to build the whole club up from scratch basically as we move up, get all the facilities built and improved. Got poor youth facilities, youth level 0, no sponsor for the stadium, average adjudicated and limited youth recruitment. So again, this club needs to be built from the ground up, absolutely. That's about that. We've got the board, nothing to comment there particularly about. Finances we've looked over, under 23s and under 18s. Yes, I think that kind of covers this episode really. So we're going to play through the friendlies, play through the pre-season, get to a position we're able to start and see where we're at, see what players we can get in. So the next episode will probably be a single game live com, and then an overview possibly of the transfers and stuff we've done, things like that. We'll have a quickly scroll through the news actually. So we take the Carshalton hot seat. Welcome to Carshalton. So we'll attend the meeting. Yeah, it sounds like we have to do that all the time. Generally, it helps get the squad harmony up a little bit. I don't feel meetings required to go for philosophies because I don't think they're going to be happy about me going for the long ball. Good chance to meet the journalists. Yeah, I think that ends that meeting. Yeah, we'll do that. Don't need any help with responsibilities. I'm kind of taking on everything myself, I think. So we've got 12 stories again. There's 8 tactics induction. We don't need that. Transfer obligations. There's players that are coming in, but they're already here. A lot of players from Dulwich Hamlet. I mentioned the manager, I think. Obviously, that hasn't happened. Didn't go through. We've got Billy Bishop from Hampton and Richmond as well. But they've already happened. Injury update, 0 injuries. That's good. So we're in charge of everything but youth team training, who's down to the assistant manager, which is absolutely fine because there's no youth team. We've got the pre-season preparation, that's absolutely fine. Don't think I can set any more friendlies at the moment. That's just an English transfer. So what's happening, we don't need to be thinking about that at all. So the background, so 2018 won the Bostik South East, we mentioned that in the first episode. Not much, we've gone through all of this as well. Short report. I mean, that's something for me to look at through pre-season, really, not for here now. Use the transfer market because our youth facilities are poor. True, but so are our finances. Players in last year contract, that's a worry. That is a worry. We could be losing half the team before we even start. But we're not going to snap anyone up just yet. There's some decent-ish wages in there that if we have to lose them, we have to lose them. But ideally, certainly just top end ones. And I mean, we need to sign all these, even the young ones that have got potential. You know, I think we need to. So he's only on a 1-year deal. So a lot of these are obviously on semi-professional terms. So maybe the terms of them aren't. The length of time isn't great. I'd like to get a director of football in at some point if I can. Yeah, I'd like to get a director of football in if I can, just to take care of those sorts of things for me, because that's one thing I'd like to hand over responsibility with. But if I have to do it and can't do it yet because of the money, then that's all good. Scouting, no package or no youth package, which is strange because my budget is 10. Now, can I can pop that back into the transfer budget. I don't need scouting budget. We're not going to be scouting anyone at the moment. We don't have anything to shout home about. I don't think we're going to have any clauses we could sell yet either. No, of course we don't. So I'm going to wrap that up there. So that's the end of the introduction to this series. We had obviously 2 episodes of that. Come back Friday for the update of transfers, stuff like that, how we've got on in pre-season, and of course the first home game against, was it Margate? I think it was Margate. It's Leroy Leader's team. Margate, yeah. So we'll come back, we'll do the one live call with whatever's going on around it. So if you enjoyed this episode, please do drop a like. If you're new to the channel, drop a sub to it. Helps me grow the channel. Aiming for 100 subs by the end of the year. Not pivotal, but it'd just be nice to see some growth. And if you've got any comments on the series, on the challenge, that sort of stuff, anything you want to know, if you want me to take a look at, drop it below. I'll try to squeeze it in an episode where I can. I'm trying to record all of this week's episodes as we stand the week before. So the epic experiments are coming out on the channel at the moment, so do take a look at those as well. There's a playlist for those. There'll be a playlist for these videos as well for this series. But yeah, until next time, I'll see you later. Take care.